So tonight in Ultimate Team, EA dropped a bunch of new freeze items. They gave us a Chiellini, which we're going to talk about in today's video, an SBC Aouar, an Objective Capa, and a bunch of other cards like Maximin, Dembele, and I believe there's also a Gosens as well. If you want to see reviews on any of the other cards, let me know in the comments. But in this video today, we're going to focus on the 89 rated Foot Freeze CDM Chiellini. If you need to get your hands on some coins to improve your Ultimate Team, then check out the link in the description, igvault.com, and if you use the code Kieron at checkout, you'll get yourself a pretty nice discount. So this is the card on Footbin. Now, in terms of a chem style, currently the most popular one is Shadow, but I actually think if you're going to use him in a midfield role, Engine might be the best option. I'm fully aware Shadow gives like a massive pace boost and a nice defending boost, but his defending stats are already pretty solid, especially for a CDM role. So I think an Engine would make him just a bit more of a mobile CDM option. I think they're both good choices, but I actually think Engine makes him a bit more complete for that role. But you know what, I'm probably just going to try him using both chem styles just to, you know, make it a bit fair. In comparison to the non-inform, obviously there is a big position change, but there is also massive boost in the pace, shooting and passing departments, which is absolutely fantastic to see. His defending is actually being downgraded a little bit, but it's only a minor bit, as you can see, a couple of -2s compared to the non-inform, and the physicals have also been boosted by a decent amount too. Well, they kind of have. As you can see, the jumping has actually gone down by 4, and as has the aggression, but his stamina has been given a massive boost. On his non-inform, he's got 54, and on this special card, he's got 80. So that's a very notable boost in the physical areas. So this is the team we're going to be using him in. I know it's a bit of a weird side, and we have got a couple of players off chemistry, but the one that's on full chem is Chiellini, and that is obviously what matters the most. I am yet to apply chem style. I'll do that in a moment. But yeah, this is the card. 2-star skills, obviously not too much of an issue with him being a CDM. Not exactly going to be trying Rainbow Flicks with my defensive mid. 3-star weak foot though certainly isn't ideal, but definitely not the end of the world either. Medium high work rates, obviously perfect for this position. In terms of traits, power header and long throwing and injury prone do indeed apply. So, in-game stats, how are we looking? First of all, the pace I think looks very, very solid. 80 as a base stat is great, and obviously it looks like we'll be boosting that with either the Engine or Shadow chem style to either 85 pace or 90 pace. Shooting actually looks fairly interesting because although his finishing sucks, from distance he could be a threat because he's got really good shot power and also 80 long shots, which is rather nice. Passing also looks pretty solid. If you take out like the free kick accuracy, his passing stats actually would look a lot better. 85 short passing, 85 long passing is pretty nice, and yeah, hopefully his distribution will be decent in game, but obviously his vision isn't the best, so that definitely will affect that. Really good composure though of 92, which is good. Ball control of 70 though, not particularly ideal, but it's good to see that he's got a high reaction stat and good defensive awareness of 92. Like we already touched on, the defensive stats are still pretty solid, even though he did receive a minor downgrade for them. And then we come on to them physicals, which I think look just really good. 80 stamina isn't like fantastic, but it's still pretty good, and hopefully he will last the full 90 minutes with relative ease, but we'll find out a bit more about that when we get into the games, obviously. But good to see good strength and aggression and pretty good jumping as well, and he stands at 6'2", so aerially I do expect him to be a bit of a monster. It is certainly taking some time to get into games tonight, and in this match we are up against a Ronaldo, a JJ Okocha, and also a Zanetti as well. It's a good side, but also a pretty interesting one. I'm guessing these are just baby icons from the baby icon SBC, and that's why he's felt the need to throw them in. Chiellini tracking down, nudges Fernandez and gets the ball back. Pogba's got the other side of Chiellini, but good strength, and eventually we get back at him, but we have ultimately ended up losing possession in one of them one-on-one duels. I see that run. I find you. Good ball by Chiellini, to be fair, and now Deulofeu has a chance down the right edge, but some space, sees the run of Aouar, and he's put through a nice through ball there, to be fair. Aouar with the finesse, oh, it's hit the bar. Well, halftime has come around, and so far so good. We've defended rather well, we got 2 early goals, and since then we've been on the back foot a bit, but yeah, have a 45-minute clean sheet. Can we get a full one? Goes for the shot. Oh, it's not a bad effort, you know. That was off his right foot as well. Oh wow, the opponent has just rage quit at 4-0 in the 80th minute. I mean, at that point you may as well have just stayed and just let the game play out, but apparently not. Not a bad performance by Chiellini, to be honest. Was he brilliant? No. Was he terrible? No. It was an alright game from him. Straight into the next match we go, and once again we're up against Pogba, and once again we're up against Bruno Fernandes, and I'm coming up against Player of the Month João Felix a lot lately, and to be honest, I don't blame people because he is excellent. Okay. Chiellini to bring us out of trouble. Sprint through, puts the ball into the feet of Ben Yedder, and now we actually can maybe counter-attack here. Ben Yedder gets it through to Awa, who's not going to get on the end of that. Win that, win that. There we go. That's what we want. Turn defence, or potential defence, into attack, and here's a chance. Chiellini inside the box, and he scored! Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that. I also didn't expect him to run forward, but he did. And to his credit, he has absolutely pinged that into the back of the net to give us the lead. And for whatever reason, after that goal, my opponent has decided to quit. Why are people quitting so early? Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that's literally my first or second chance in this game. He's like had the ball for the most part, and yeah, we score one goal and he quits. I don't get it. Anyway, moving on. Finally, we've got ourselves into another game as I took my phone aside. My opponent actually has the brand new Freeze Hour, so we've got him to watch out for, and he's got a bunch of other SBC cards as well. It's actually a really good side. Nice tackle there from Chiellini. Can we now mount a attack? Ball is through, and it's not a bad ball either, and Ben Yedder can get on the end of that. Oh, Sol Campbell just did enough, but Chiellini picks it up in midfield, puts it through for Mbappe, who just can't get his foot to it. I'll get to that. Well in. Good quick reactions there. Oh, chance off the back of it as well, and Mbappe converts it. Nice goal. Nice tackle there by Manolas. Chiellini initially loses the ball, but then comes out with it. As you can see, his dribbling is not anything special. Get to that. Oh, Chiellini. First in, gets the ball, and oh, if that was a better through ball, we had a really good chance to score there. Well, at the break, sadly, it is 2-2, and in the second half, we're going to switch formation because I want to try him out in a 2DM formation as well as a single one when I find the 4-2-3-1. I should really know where it is off memory by now. But anyway, second half, we're going to 2DMs, firstly to test out Chiellini in the 2DM formation, but also because we need to, you know, somehow handle the menace that is Player of the Month, João Felix, who is, causing a lot of problems right now. Nice Chiellini winning that header, keeping possession for us on the edge of the box, slides it into Mbappe, who's unfortunately blocked there by Sol Campbell. Oh, Chiellini picks the ball up on the edge of the box. There's a chance for him to get another goal, and he does exactly that. His finishing rating might suck, but his shot power rating doesn't, and he is now banged in 2 really nice goals. Big mistake by the opposition there, failing to clear his lines, and we take full advantage and equalise. Chance. Chiellini puts it through Mbappe. Oh, he's got a bit of a fortunate bounce against Van Dijk here, and here's an opportunity. Oh, I bottled that. I've absolutely bottled the chip. Penalty. We've got ourselves a penalty with 10 minutes on the clock. Chiellini from the spot goes down the middle. You guys knew what was coming. He didn't. And we've got ourselves a 4-3 lead with 10 minutes on the clock. And there is full time. We get ourselves a 4-3 victory against a fairly decent opposition, so happy days in that game. Our main man as well getting on the score sheet twice, not a bad effort. Obviously one of them was just, you know, a standard penalty, but the first goal he scored was actually really nice. So now a few games have been played, it's time to review his performances, and all in all I enjoyed using the card. I thought it was a fairly solid CDM option, but there are definitely some things that hold this card back from being a very good CDM. Definitely usable, as I say, but is it top tier? Far from it, in my opinion. So let's begin, shall we? Let's start with the negatives. What's the problem with this card? Well, first of all, the 3-star weak foot. Now, I know it's not a major issue for a defensive mid, but I definitely would prefer a better weak foot for when clearing and passing. But the main issue with this card is actually the ball control. Obviously, at the start, we saw he's got 70 ball control, and in-game, it just doesn't feel good. He's got a heavy first touch, and he just doesn't control the ball all that well. And also his dribbling as a whole really doesn't feel all that nice. He's one of them players that literally does turn like a truck in game. I did expect that at the start with him being a tall player with bad dribbling, but in game, yeah, just not ideal. Definitely would not use this card as a centre mid. You either use him as a CDM or a centre back, or you don't use him at all, because in other areas he will get exploited with them dribbling stats. But positively, I liked his pace in game. He felt quick, he tracked back a lot, and even when going forward with the ball when running in a straight line, he did feel quite quick there as well, which is nice. Positionally, for most part, he does just sit back and defend, but he will join in with an attack from time to time, and I think you saw that in the footage because that's where his goals came from. In terms of shooting, I was impressed, to be fair. I wasn't expecting him to be clinical, but the chances he got for me, he took, and scored a couple of nice goals as well. He's got really nice shot power, and those cross-goal shots definitely are effective with this card, especially off that left foot, because his right foot is freestyle weak foot, and it's just going to let you down. Don't shoot with it. Although I did have quite a nice long shot, which almost went in, which would have been great if it did hit the back of the net, but alas, it didn't. Anyway, passing-wise, pretty solid, to be fair. As long as he's facing the way that he's passing, he distributes rather well. He's not one of them players who can distribute well when facing the other way, though, and that's because of his vision. So, yeah, as long as he's facing the way he's passing, he can pass very nicely off of his left peg. And from a defensive point of view, I think in one-on-one situations, he's class. His tackling ability is very nice. He reacts well. He intercepts well. His tackling is very, very good. So happy with that. And also the same can be said about his physicals. He's got good strength, battles a lot, good aggression, fights for the ball, and aerially wins loads of battles too, which is great. But his stamina of 80 for me didn't last the 90 minutes all that well. Towards the end of the game, he was rather tired, and if I was in champs and going to extra time, I definitely would be looking to sub him off for the latter part of games, and if I was going to extras, he would definitely be going off for someone else. So, yeah, there is that. So, all in all, a decent card, but ultimately not a brilliant CDM option, in my opinion. The ball control just let him down a lot, and obviously the dribbling isn't that great. Even for a CDM, his dribbling does feel quite hard. I'm aware that most CDMs don't feel that great on the ball, but this guy especially just... yeah, that ball control let him down. Heavy touches, hard to turn, and because of that, in some situations, he actually ended up losing the ball after making a tackle. Anyway, still not a bad card, and in 1v1 situations, he can be an absolute beast. Is this guy worth picking up at his current cost? I don't think he's worth 300k, but if you run with a Serie A side and you use him in a 2DM formation, you might get some good use out of him, but I wouldn't use him in a single DM formation, to be honest, just since he can't turn that much to clear the ball. Anyway, I'm rambling, let's wrap this video up. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you've got any questions about the card, pop them in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.